Okay, good morning, George Realty. Hope you had a nice weekend. It was very hot, both Saturday and Sunday, and and if you're doing door knocking, I hope you had a lot of water and not to dehydrate. But yeah, if don't do the door knocking at such a hot day, because you have to watch out your water content. Make sure that you have enough water to hydrate yourself and be careful not to get fainting, okay? And over the weekend, I think we have very good news about the tariff. Actually, they had a briefing this morning and saying that the U.S. has reset the tariff rules and they have China and the U.S. has reached very favorable tariff reduction. So basically, they have a 90 days moratorium, and during the 90 days, all the tariff to the United States will be reduced by from 145% to 30%, and all the merchandise going to China will be reduced from 125% to 10%. So that's a very good reset of the tariff rules, and that is enough to make the economy, or not the economy, but at least the stock market come up very nicely today. So this is good news. It's good news for the economy, and so it's a good news for real estate also. So hopefully, we can navigate this crisis together, and we won't have too much inflation, and hopefully, the Fed will consider their posture of not reducing the interest rate in the near future. As you know, they last week the Fed want to stay the interest rate as currently as the current rate, and so we are not hoping for any reduction of mortgage rate at any time soon. But hopefully by June or July, they will consider the position and reduce the interest rate a little bit. And so hopefully the economy will be better than now. So hopefully we will not go into recession, and that is what we are hoping for. But anyway, I thank all for everybody to come to this meeting, especially the affiliates that support us, and today, as you know, we have Miss Adriana Bachari.
Yes.
Is that how you spell? How do you pronounce it? Bachari from Exchange Resources. She'll be talking about reverse 1031 exchange and third-party title holder rules and straight deadlines. And so there's a lot of useful information for you today. I'm looking forward to that. But before that, I would like to introduce other affiliates. Let's begin with Nancy Chen. Nancy, good morning.
I have to unmute myself. Good morning, everybody. Nancy Chan, lawyer title, and that's good news. I think I bought something on the website. It was $20, and then when I clicked, they added another $24 or something for tariff, so I didn't buy it. It was like the tax was more expensive than the merchandise itself. But everybody, it's nice to see everybody. I know there are people still opening escrow. They're closing transaction. There's somebody that I know that showing houses this weekend, opening one today. So it's your attitude. I think farming, talking to all your clients, making sure they know you're on the pulse. So you should know what's going on in the territories that you're, specialized in. And with that, you can always, call them and say, hey, there's something that closed that listed near your neighborhood. Just start the conversation with something in that neighborhood. Or your neighbor sold a house. Do you want more information? And it's not a cold call. If you give them information, I think being understanding and knowing your area really can start a conversation. They'll say, well, how about mine? That one sold for 1.5. What do you think of mine? You gotta lead the conversation. You can't wait for them to come to you. So be aware, you have to be making phone calls every day. If you don't call people that you don't know, you should call people that you already know. So that's my little tip because there's one agent very successful. That's what she does every day. She makes sure she calls 10, 15 people a day just to catch up and let them know what's going on. They all have questions, but you're the one that you need to have them focus on. You're the one, you're the professional that's going to give them the information. Thank you very much, Lawyer's Title, Nancy Chan. I'm always here to help you. If you need, anything, any questions, let me know. Thank you so much, Peter, Michelle, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. And I want to add too, and Nancy will be willing to go on one-on-one on and getting more leads for you, and she is expert in that area. So if you need that, need her help, but don't hesitate to call her, okay? Or let me know, and I can contact her. Okay. All right. And also Unita Wu from HWA Home Warranty. Unita, go ahead.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Michelle. Just want to say hello to everybody. Unita Wu from Home Warranty of America. We're still the 13-month home warranty. I have people asking me, am I getting 12 months or 13 months? The answer is always going to be 13 months. When you start your close of escrow, we're always going to give you that 13 months period of time, which is 1 month free. I do want to let everybody know too, if you guys buy multiple year, which is 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you get 10% off, and then you get 1 month free every year that you purchase. So for 2 years will be 2 months free, 3 years will be 3 months free, and all that continuation.
Wow.
Our home warranty still, the trade call fee really low. It's still $75 per claim. So it's still not been increased. And I do want to let everybody know too, because I have a background here, it's a little bit tough, but I do have these flyers holders, and I do have the door hangers available for you to do farming, right? So if you guys are doing farming, please reach out to me directly. I'm happy to send you from and UPS you the stack of it, which is $250 per door hanger. If you need more, just let me know. I'm happy to give that to you. Our home warranty also come with the identity theft protection. If you give us the email address and the phone number for the buyers, we give this for free for you. This is $120 package. Basically, if somebody took your name or your title or somebody used your credit card, they'd be able to get up to $1 million protection. It is not a must, but it is a part of your package. So if you want to utilize it, please let me know. I'm happy to give that to you as well. I'm here to help you with all your home warranty needs. We still have a lot of people that need home warranty. Please don't waive them because it's so important right now to get a home warranty. I just had somebody have their AC recently broke, and we spent $5,000 to help them. So the home warranty is very, very useful, the homeowners, especially for the first-time buyers. Let me know if there's anything I can help you, and thank you. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Unita. Is the second year and the third year warranty the same price as the original one?
You get 10% off. It's actually
10%
cheaper.
off. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow,
you get
that's even
10%
better.
off, and every year you get 1 month free. So for 2 years, you get 2 months free. For 3 years, you get 3 months free and continue.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I think you're the only one that offers the 13-month warranty
Thank you,
among
Peter.
our affiliates. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, next is Angie Tang from First American Title. Angie, good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Angie Tang, First American Title. Wanted to give you some updates on some changes that's going to be happening. I'm not sure if you guys remember FinCEN or GTO. Do you guys remember the Geographical Targeting Ordinance that is affecting all of our files? So there used to be stipulations where it would fall under that category. Well, now, come December of 2025, those are going to change, and they're going to pull everything that's in a trust and in an LLC and an entity without a threshold. So it used to be like over a certain amount, like over $1 million, over $3 million. Now it's all residential properties that are all cash that's going to be held in a trust or an LLC. They're also putting the escrow companies in charge of clearing the FinCEN. Before it was us clearing it, now it's going to be escrow clearing it. So First American, being the industry leader, we're all on it. We're getting ways to simplify the process because this will change the way we are going to be closing files for everybody. And I don't want to have any delays on your file. So we are ahead of the game on that. So we'll be able to implement a different way and different strategies to help escrows get your escrows closed sooner. So that's one thing. Second thing, on our farming department side, don't forget, we can also help you streamline an approach to do all your social media marketing. So if you need help with that, please let me know. I'm able to cultivate those leads and also have you implement them via the social aspect of farming. So here to help you grow your business and of course insure it. Angie Tang, First American Title. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie. It's nice to know that I know that you're very supportive of our company and really appreciate that.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Okay, let's go to the training room. I think we have a few affiliates waiting to talk to you. And let's begin with Andrew Chen. Andrew?
Hi everyone. First, I just want to hope everyone had a great Mother's Day weekend. I want to also wish Catherine a speedy recovery. So yeah, I'm Andrew Chan. I'm the business development at Central Escrow Group. And a big part of what I do is help our realtors grow their business as well. So just like what Nancy said, get involved in the community. There's a lot of things we could do to set ourselves apart. So if there's anyone that wants to meet, develop a marketing plan or needs support, you don't know where to start, just please reach out. Let's have lunch and we'll just go from there. My goal is to help you reach your goals. So look forward to meeting everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that. Okay, next is Yolanda.
The
Yolanda,
chair,
good morning. How are you?
the chair in the hot seat.
You're always upbeat and I like that.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Michelle. Hello, hi, Tan, George Realty. Good to see all of you. I hope all the wonderful moms had a beautiful Mother's Day weekend, relaxing. I'm sure all of you got spoiled. But anyhow, it's exciting. Its business is picking up. You probably see the listing signs. You probably see on the weekends all the open house signs. Transactions are happening. So, and here as we enter into summer, a lot of moves take place as we enter into summertime. Kids are done with school. Parents are now wanting to list, sell, and make the move in summertime by the time school starts again in the fall. So prospect. It's a wonderful time. Reach out to all your past customers, your sphere of influence. Let me help you. I was a realtor. Remember, I sold real estate, been in the business 43 years. Give me a call, Yolanda Martinez Arenas, WFG National Title Company. Have an awesome day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Yolanda. I think that's all the affiliates other than Adrena. So let's welcome Adrena Bachari. She can talk to us about the 1031 exchange.
Thank you very
exciting
much.
topic. Adrena, go
Good
ahead.
morning. Thank you so much for having me here. It's exciting to be part of such a great group of amazing individuals. Being that it is the spotlight, I want to share a little bit about my background and who I am and what I do and why it matters to me in life. So I started back in 1998. I became a licensed real estate agent and a realtor. And the reason that I did that was because a friend of mine called me one day, and I was young, didn't really know much about real estate. And she told me that they were selling her parents' home and they had realized there was some kind of a negative thing on there that they basically didn't pay the full mortgage every month, and they were using the equity, and she had no clue what was going on. So I got involved just to help her out, and from there I found out that real estate is exciting and interesting, and you meet a lot of great people and you're able to help them reach their goals by buying and selling. So I became involved in that. From there, I have, gone on to become an escrow officer. I led a team of 12 assistants at some point at one of the biggest escrow companies in Southern California. And then slowly went on to, manage and help escrow officers reach their goals. And eventually I found myself doing 1031 exchanges. What I want to really reiterate is that helping people is my main goal and purpose in life. And that is what I try to bring every day to the 1031 environment as well. My goal at Exchange Resources by doing 1031s is to help you and promote you as realtors to find more leads and be able to campaign. So putting a marketing campaign together, like all of our wonderful affiliates said today, is one of the things that we can do for you. If you would like to reach out and talk to me about how can I start a drip campaign about reaching out to investors, whether they're within California or outside of California, and work with our title reps here to get their farm and start contacting these people. Some of these individual investors have reached almost the end of their depreciation. Some of them are sitting on a lot of equity. And the point to reach out is not just to pitch a sales pitch, but also to educate them, to show them that maybe if they're looking at how much return they're getting on their equity today is not correct calculation if they're basing the price based on what they bought it for 20 years ago. The correct calculation on return on equity is how much are you getting for your property based on today's prices? That if you would sell it and you would re-leverage that equity, what else could you buy, right? There are people who are looking to consolidate their portfolio. There are people who are looking to actually expand, get all their eggs out of the basket and put it in different areas. So there is so many different ways to reach out and to have conversations. And we have so many different marketing letters, depending on who you're reaching out to. So reach out to me and I'll be able to help you get that started if that's something you're looking to do. One of the most common questions and calls I'm getting right now from investors and realtors is, can my investor purchase a property before they sell theirs? Because they have found this wonderful property and they don't want to miss the opportunity to purchase it. So absolutely they can. And what we do with that is we call it a reverse exchange. And in a reverse exchange, the investor can actually make an offer, buy their replacement property first, and they have 45 days to identify what they want to sell, and they have 180 days to sell the property that they own, and it's called a reverse exchange. Now, a reverse exchange seems complicated, and in a way it is, but that's why we have an in-house attorney and their team that take care of the reverse exchanges at our office. The way the reverse exchange works is the timelines are reversed, right? So the investor would have to get their own financing, or if they're paying cash, they would buy their own property first. They close escrow, and then we would have, during the time that their escrow is open, we would have to set up a title holding entity called an EAT. Because one of the rules of the 1031 reverse exchange is that the investor cannot hold title to both the property they're purchasing and the property they're going to sell at the same time. So what happens is our attorney comes in, sets up an S corp, and takes title either to the property that they're actually purchasing, or if the lender does not allow it, if there's financing involved and the lender does not allow that, then we would take title to the property that they currently own. So there is a lot involved. We talk to the actual lender. We also have lenders that we can refer the investor to that are very familiar with 1031 reverse exchanges, or we can even work with a mortgage broker or the lender that the investor has already picked out, and we can tell them what the guidelines are and help them to see if they can, make that work for the client. Now, keep in mind, I've heard a couple of times some bad information out there. So it's really important who you use as a qualified intermediary, making sure your exchange doesn't get disqualified down the line. I spoke to one client that said that he was told that the escrow company can actually generate 2 different closing statements. So the lender would not know there was a reverse exchange involved. We don't want to do stuff like that. We want to, from the very beginning, we want to make sure that the lender knows there's a reverse exchange. It is going to show up on the closing statement. And we want to talk to them and make sure we can help the client and we do this the right way and do it properly. That is very important because some people think as soon as the escrows close and the exchange is over, that basically there is no more, chance of the exchange getting disqualified. I'm here to tell you that is not true. So after the exchange closes and everything is done, taxes get filed year after year, right? Income taxes. And the actual IRS and the FTB has the ability to go back and audit you as an investor. And when they audit you, they will definitely want to see documentation. And having 2 closing statements floating around is just not the right thing to do. All the documentation should be proper. It should have been disclosed and everything, all the boxes checked and the T's crossed and the I's dotted, right? That's the way we do things at Exchange Resources. So is it that we're a little bit strict? No, we just want to follow the rules and do it right for your reputation and for the investor not to get disqualified for an exchange. If an exchange is disqualified, the investor would have to go back, not only pay all the capital gains that they had saved, also all the penalties and all the interest. And it's not a pretty sight for the realtor or the investor. So we want to make sure we avoid those kinds of things. The other part of the 1031 reverse exchange is that the investor now has more time to prepare and sell the property that currently owned. So they love that part of it. They may not love the fee because it's $8,000, but compared to the price of the taxes that they're saving, they seem to be okay with paying that fee. So anytime you get anyone who is looking for creative ways to strategize to be able to take part in a 1031 exchange process, please, the consultation with me is totally free. I would have a conversation with your client. Need be, we will even talk to their CPA and make sure this is beneficial and it meets their long-term goals. Most investors out there are mom and pop shops. Yes, there are sophisticated investors, but most of them are mom and pop investors like you and me, your neighbors or friends. And, it is so important, like Nancy said, reach out to the people that you know, because people probably know someone who has an investment or a business and they're trying to, sell and buy something new, and reach out to people like Yolanda, who is able to give you a farm package and say, go out there and talk to Adrina and put a marketing campaign together. If they're selling a business, they're buying a business, they're looking to buy, they're looking to expand or consolidate, that's the way to go. Now, also keep in mind that if investors are able to keep swapping, swap until you drop is what we say. So basically they defer all their capital gains taxes until they get to the point that they're no longer with us and their kids, and they get to inherit the properties with a step-up basis at the value on the day that they pass. So the kids can turn around, or whoever is there, to the property and sell it and not have to pay any capital gains. So there is so much education and information, and I talk to people on a daily basis. I do a lot of his presentations and I take a lot of consultation calls. Some people have some idea of what a 1031 is. Most people don't really get it 100%. And again, going back, I have 30 years of real estate experience, escrow experience, and all of that combined allows me to have a conversation around what are your long-term goals? We used to go into every presentation saying people are looking for income today. Some people are not. Some people don't need the income today. What they want to do is own properties so that they appreciate, so they can leave something behind for their heirs. Everyone's goals in life is different. It's not, you know, one set of goals for everyone. So important to talk to people to find out what are your long-term goals? What are you looking to do with these properties and these investments? You know, 5, 10 years down the line, where do you see yourself going with this? And one more thing I didn't put on the presentation flyer, but I do want to bring up, we're getting a lot of calls about DSTs as well. I had another one this weekend again.
What's that?
A DST, Delaware Statutory Trust.
Oh,
If you have investors who are getting up in age a little bit, they're tired of the trash, the toilets, the problems, the complaints from the tenants. Yes, tenants. And they basically want to do a 1031 exchange and defer the capital gains, but they don't want another property that they have to manage. We have wonderful companies that we work with that are basically financial wealth advisors, and they are DST brokers and sponsors that they bring in. And with the DST, the investor will have the opportunity to buy a fractionalized interest in a piece of property with other investors. Yes, there are some rules. Yes, there is a 5 to 7 year holding period. They are not in control, but they don't even have to do anything. The money just comes in the door. It's more complicated, and if you ever would like for me to bring a DST rep to have a class about DSTs and give more information, I'll be more than happy to do that. You have to have a specialized license to talk about DSTs, but it's a very interesting concept. I'm getting a lot of calls. These two things have been very common lately, is the reverse exchange and the DSTs. So
Yeah.
I wanted to bring those up. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that would be very nice, Adriana. I think a lot of agents would like to know that DST kind of arrangement.
Yes.
Can you
Perfect.
arrange lunch and learn one of these Wednesdays? Michelle will coordinate with you.
yeah.
Okay, I will be more than happy to do that. We
Okay,
can
good,
coordinate
good.
a day.
Good.
But yeah, this is why I'm here. I'm here to promote you. I'm here to help you grow your business. So anything I can do, please let me know.
Yeah, I'll be in touch.
Yeah, I have a
Yes,
question.
yes.
So for reverse, it's the identification period and the close is the same.
Yes, it's just in reverse. So
Yeah.
45 days to identify, which if they're selling one of their, assets, they already know what it is, and then 180 days to close.
Okay, you need to close their current property that they want to sell.
Yes, 180 days from the close of escrow. There's a 3-day gap there because we take title to one of their properties, so we have to deed it back.
Okay,
So it's 180 is what we say, but when we sit down with them, we give them the exact time frame, which is 2-3 day difference.
Thank you.
thank you.
So would you recommend the regular, the 1031 or the reverse 1031?
It just depends on what they're looking to do. Some people are making offers and they do not want to take a chance. So I'm working with a lot of clients who are trying to, they call me, they're saying, I'm writing an offer. We want to do a reverse, but I want to also schedule the other property to close in time. How should I do it? Contingencies are a lifesaver, by the way. Contingencies in offers
yeah.
are a lifesaver, the sale of the property is contingent upon on a regular exchange, the seller finding a replacement property, right? Contingent upon seller getting financing approved, contingent upon clean title on the replacement property. On the reverse side, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit harder because if you're making a contingency for purchasing the property you're making an offer on, you really don't know what's going to happen on the sale part yet because you're doing it in reverse. But they're a lifesaver, and I will always talk to you. I always refer them back to the broker, say, please go back and make sure what we talked about is okay with your broker as well. But I try to help them as much as possible.
So is there any additional charge on the reverse?
It's $8,000 for the reverse exchange because we have our attorney hand.
8,000, no
Yes.
matter how big.
Well, no, we also do the mix of the reverse and the 1031 regular.
Together.
Let's say they have multiple properties,
Yes.
right? And they're gonna buy one and then sell one and then buy another one. So the regular exchange is $1,250
Mhm.
and the reverse is 8,000. And additional properties on a regular exchange is $350. On the reverse side is 500, but we do combination of exchanges because you have some investors that have multiple properties and they're moving all of them at the same time. That's the strategy. So
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
got it.
was that helpful?
Yeah,
Well,
very
thank you
helpful.
for having
Yeah.
me here. Appreciate it. Thank
Last
you.
question, Adriana.
Yes.
In your experience, what is the art of being audited on the 1031 exchange?
The number one reason people get audited is when they're trying to do related party transactions. And the reason is
Yeah.
on the form, it asks, are you, is this a transaction involving a related party? And related party is, parents, children, grandparents.
Right.
That is the number one. But there is a risk of being audited at any time, as we know, because they want the money. They want,
You mean the IRS want your money?
yeah, the IRS, the FTB,
Oh
or
my
other
God.
states, they want their money,
I
yes.
have a question.
That's terrible.
Are you also commercial building? I operate a mechanic shop on the building. Do the property qualify for exchange?
Only the real property part of it,
Yes.
so not the business part. They stopped allowing personal property exchanges a while back.
Thank you.
So the equipment, none of that, just real property attached. Not even this, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much, Adriana.
You're welcome. Thank you for
Thank
having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, any more questions or any latecomer for the affiliates? You want to pitch the talk? Any question at all from the agents?
Sandy's in the room, it looks like. Sandy is
I
in.
am, but my camera's not working for
Oh,
some
Sandy, yeah,
reason.
go ahead, Sandy.
So happy Monday. I hope everyone had a wonderful Mother's Day. I talked to all three of my boys and saw my oldest, so that was pretty good. Can't ask for more if the two boys aren't in the state, right? And you may have noticed how hot it was Friday and Saturday. So air conditioners, time to turn those puppies on and make sure they're working. Don't wait till it's 105 degrees. I had 4 calls over the weekend for air conditioners not working. Not bad. And now we're cooling down for a week, but that's what I'm here for. People called me on the weekend, got their claims started, got them helped out. Use the 20 years of experience to your advantage and to your client's advantage. I'm here to help them in any part of the transaction that I can. Before escrow closes, after, happy to answer questions. And for you guys, for your personal marketing, I've come in and done a couple classes, and I've always said that we limit to the $25 per piece. We've increased our just listed and just sold postcards to 100 each. If you have a just listed or just sold, you can now do 100 free postcards a month. If you don't know how to do that, reach out to me and I will come show you how to do that. They are actual postcards you can pass out or mail. I put my info into chat. Have a fantastic week.
Thank you so much, Sandy.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now, before I go to the listing and the sales, I have a couple of announcements. As you know, that CLE Win will be in his 8th session. So this is the 8th session out of the 10, and we will have 3 more actually this week, and then the next 2 weeks, and then it will be finished. And so it has been a very good session so far. A lot of information, especially last week. We have a financial analysis, and we went through a lot of way to do the financial analysis so that it be attractive to your clients. And there are 2 very important worksheets that they provide. One is for both of them are from CCIM, and usually it costs a lot of money to get those worksheets. But this time, it was given to you free, and I already email to those people who didn't get it, and I hope you can use it and for your own benefits. Okay, and 3 more. So after that, you will be certified as the CB commercial agents. That's a good way to get into the commercial real estate. And this Friday, we won't have any lunch and learn this Wednesday, but this Friday we will have a special treat from the Sky Slope people, and they were going to give us a refreshment course in how to do the Sky Slope, and there will be a very good refresher course for a lot of agents. And as you know, that although you can get the help of the transaction coordinator in our company, but yet some of the basic ones that you're supposed to know, and also you're supposed to enter the data in the Sky Slope. And so this will be a very good chance for you to refresh your techniques and also the know-how of the Sky Slope. So to this Friday at 1:30 to 2 o'clock will be the refresher course for the Sky Slopes. Okay. Okay. Any more questions about the announcements? Do you have anything to add, Michelle?
Yeah, I think the Sky Slope training is going to be wonderful on Friday. And I just want to remind everybody, Peter and I are in the office. He's here. We're here 6 days a week. And if you have any questions or you're not sure about something and you're trying to analyze something in a transaction or something in escrow, give us a call. We're very happy to help you with any of your questions, and we're always here to help you along the way if you need it. So always reach out. We'll be here for you. Thank you.
Yeah, don't be bashful to asking for help. Michelle and I will be glad to have a face-to-face meeting with you and go over the problems you have. Okay, a lot of agents are starting to take this advantage already, and this is unique for our company. Not too many companies offer this kind of personal help. Okay, so I take pride in that respect. Okay, any more questions from the agents?
Peter.
Yes.
Franco. I don't know how many people watch 60 Minutes on Sundays, but I do. And yesterday they had an expose on people that are getting ripped off with federal grants, and especially the people in the fire areas. There was a whole group of people who had their identity stolen by an unnamed company that hires people to sit behind a desk and steal our money, China, but I won't mention what country it is. But they were showing how they were talking to a family that lost everything in the fire in Palisades. And the grant money came in and they said, is this your name? Yes. Is this your address? Yes. Is this your telephone number? No. Is this something else? No, that's not me. But the $160,000 that they would have been granted went to, I don't know what country, China, but I won't say anything. So we've got to be very careful when dealing with anybody from Altadena or Palisades fires. And there are states that this country goes after because they have money that they give away to the homeless and other things. And the money's being stolen. It's not going to the actual citizens of the United States. So there's other countries that are stealing our identities and the money's going to them. So we've got to be particularly careful. And I'm sure the title companies have heard about this and are keeping an eye on it. But just to warn our agents, make sure you ask the people what their phone number is and their social and all that other stuff. If they don't want to give you their social, the last 4 numbers. But these countries can steal our identities for as little as $2 a name and social security number. So be extra careful. All right.
Yeah, thank you for the information, Franco. Yeah, you're right. This kind of fraudulent activities has been becoming more rampant lately, and you have to be very careful about that. And as a matter of fact, my banks get a fraudulent wiring instruction, and the money was wired to a wrong party. We have a lot of troubles right now, so I can empathize what you have said. This has to be very careful. Thank you, Franco. Okay, let's go to any more questions? Any more comments? If not, I would like to tell you about our company's activities. As I said last time, the activity's been picking up, and we still have the pretty good activities last week. We have four listings and 9 sales, so that's not too bad. For the listings, we have Nina Shi for a condo in Alhambra, 884,000. Christine Fan with a condo in the Long Beach for 418,000. And Jesus Alvarez also have a residence in Fontana as well as in Los Angeles. The one in Fontana is 630,000, and the one in Los Angeles is 649,000. So those are the 4 listings, and we have the 9 sales. First one is by Nick Nguyen, is a residence in Almonte for 930,000. Buddy Bautista, the resident for in the Marietta in 707,000. Then we have 3 condos sales by Nina with Tatiana. The first one is actually three of them are in Monterey Park. The first one is 690,000. And then you have 718,000, and the third one is 690,000, all by Nina and Tatiana. They're selling pretty good. Most of the condos got sold, so very readily. And then we have Shimei Cam, double-ended commercial lease, 770,000. Lily Yuan has a condo in Arcadia for 600,000. And then you have another double-ended by Nina and Tatiana for a condo in Monterey Park for 690,000. And lastly, we have Kathy Wong, which has a commercial property in the Reading for $1.2 million. So pretty good. We have the nice sales, and hopefully we can keep the momentum. And as I said, these few months are going to be a good months for the real estate. And let's do some business before the year is over. So the time goes by very fast, I can tell you. So it's never too early to start, and never too late to get into the act. Okay, and if you need any help, Michelle and I will be here to help you 100%. So just don't be bashful, okay? Any questions, any sharing from the agents before I share with you some of the update? Anything you want to add, Michelle?
No, I'm so excited to see everything moving along so well.
Okay.
A good feeling.
All right, yeah, good. Yeah. Actually, we have a lot more activities in the office.
Yeah.
People are coming back in, and they're happy. They're sharing some of their the successes and failures. So this is good, Okay, if no more questions, and then I would like to give you a brief update on the housing market. Okay, let's see. Okay. Now, being a real estate agent, we should really be on top of the on what's happening in the housing market, because the more knowledge you have, the more confidence you get, and the people will see your confidence in the real estate, and they will tend to do business with you, you know, because the confidence is the name of the game. That if you have confidence and able to deliver what you think about you know, the future of the real estate market, people will tend to believe in you, and then people will work with you and go into business deals with you. So so it's very important to know your stuff, you know. And when people ask you about, hey, how's the housing market going, you know, you should be able to, you know, on top of the head and just answer them very readily and confidently. Okay. So well, the first thing that you want to ask is, well, how's the United States economic growth? And well, you know, I hate to say that, but this is the first time in the 3 years, the first quarter, in three years that the GDP has gone negative. You see, the last month, or actually last quarter, it went down 0.3%, which is very rare. And although the debts are kind of you know, still up there, but yet the you know, the general GDP is reduced by 0.3%, and the GDP of the investment went down 3.8%. That is indications that the economy is slowing down, and actually they're predicting that the odds of having recession is pretty prevalent now, you know. And as a matter of fact, CNBC projects 65% chance, and the JP Morgan predicts 60% chance. And as a matter of fact, you know, if you are really into the retail market and you go out pretty often, you will notice that the economy has slowed down quite a bit already. And actually, in some of the sectors, it already has entered into the recession. So a lot of and some parts of the country, like the Midwest and the eastern part, they are already scaling down on purchasing the property, real residences, because of the fear of recession. You know, when in times of recession, they have to have a lot of cash in hand, and so that they don't go into trouble. And just bear in mind that when you talk to your client, you just tell them, hey, you know, the odds of a recession is there. So when they are thinking of buying properties, make sure they can afford it. Make sure that you know, in the worst scenario, they can you know, they can take the burden of it. Okay, and of course, if you're looking at what is the greatest challenge facing the real estate business over the next year, and it comes out to be the economy. Everybody's looking at the economy, and a lot of people were afraid that it will go into recession, and it might be going to recession. Right now, it's not technically in recession yet, but if the tariff and the interest rates keep on pretty high, then there is a pretty good chance of going into the recession. And if you're looking at the mortgage rate is hovering at 6%, which is a little bit higher than what we expected in 2025. Remember, in the beginning of 2025, we are kind of projecting or anticipating that the mortgage rate would drop down to like 5.9 or 5.7. But it doesn't seem like it's happening. It's just hovering at the level of 6.5 to between 6.5 to 7%. Right now it's 6.76%. And then if you're looking at the forecast of the interest rate, you can see that you know, in 2025 is projecting lingering at 6.6%. And then it dropped down to 6.4% in 2026, and then it's going to be lingering around 5.7, 5.8 in 2027 and onward. So, but that's the good news about the job growth and the unemployment rate. The job growth is still a little, pretty good. It's 177. It's not as good as December 24, but nevertheless, it seems that it's coming up again in April, March, and April. The employment rate for California is higher than the U.S. The U.S. is 4.2%, while the California is at 5.3%. So it's anywhere between 4.0% to 4.5% is normal. That is our normal unemployment rate. A little bit higher on California, but it's not too much higher, and it's not such a nothing of the worthing of alarm. And then the job opening is not too bad. It's still within the acceptable level. A retail sale it went up a little bit I think last month, and it seems that it's still going strong. But the reason it's kind of interesting because right now we think of going into recession, so the retail sale should be lower, right? But that is not the case. It seems that the retail sale is kept on a pretty good level. I think the reason is why, because people are resorting on the credit card debts. The credit card debt raised up considerably during the last few months. So that means that people are financing their purchases with the credit card, which is not necessarily good, okay? Because if you have too much of a credit card debt, and then when a recession comes, it's going to be more problematic. And then look at the consumer sentiment. For the last 3 months, is not doing very good either. People are not. They don't have a very optimistic outlook for the economy, and it's dipping down to like 50% or so, and which is not a good sign. Then you're looking at the single family residence closed sale. The growth is diminishing month by month. That means the people are affected by the economy, and they are worried about having to go into the recession pretty soon. And so the purchase of the real estate is getting hampered a little bit. The sale activity is still okay. It is not very robust, but it's still at the 3,600 range. And active listings getting more and more, which is a good sign. That means that we have more inventory to sell. The sellers are more willing to sell now instead of holding on to their property. I think some of them are because they can't hold on to their property anymore. But because of the low interest rate, they still lock into the like 2.5 to 3% range, and they are not willing to give up that favorable interest rate. But now you can see more and more the inventories in the market, and so and also the percentage of the listing with a reduced rate is 30. It's going up. It's 35%, which means that the sellers are more willing to negotiate a reduction in price. So so it's good for the buyer. And if you're representing the buyer, you can highlight this point and show that the sellers are more willing to reduce the price. And the median price of the house is still going up, going up and down, but overall it's still going up. So the chance of hoping that it will reduce, that the price will reduce is not very optimistic. That we have to point it out to your buyers also. If they are they're waiting and hoping that the price of the house will go down, which is not going to be likely, especially in California, where you have the shortage of 2.4 million units every year. It's not going to happen. That's why there's a lot of talking in affordable housing, and they're going to have to build more housing and more government subsidized in getting those affordable housing so that they can reduce the shortage of the house. So, but as far as the pricing of the residences are concerned, yeah, it's not going to reduce in price. Okay, now if you look at this this picture, this slide, it's very interesting. You see that the median household income is 110,000, but the existing median price is 851,000, which means that it takes you 8.4 years of your income to buy a medium house in California. And then you have to you spend $65,000 to maintain the property in terms of the principal, interest, and tax and insurance. And this is the figure that you have to contend with. You know, if you are thinking of buying a home, this is the price that you pay for maintaining the home, $65,000. And it's only for the affordable pricing of $469,000, and you not even to buy a medium price home for $851,000, and also that means you have to spend 65% of your income, okay, your household income in supporting this home. Which is very, you know, kind of scary, because if you are looking into buying home, that's the commitment that you have to consider. You know, I remember when I first got out of school, you know, I can buy a home with 1 year salary. Okay, that means every year, you know, if I want to buy a medium price home, I spend only 1 year of salary to buy the home, but now you have to spend 8.4 years. It's ridiculous. That's why it's almost impossible for a first time buyer to buy a home if you don't get help from friends or you know, your parents. You know, this is what happened to the American dreams. You know, when I first came here, the American dream was so beautiful. You know, but nowadays is getting more and more difficult. Okay, now but the California mortgage delinquency is getting higher. Currently is at 2.6%, which is not too bad. The average in America is at 4.2%. So in California, it's still not too bad, but it's inching up. So we have to be careful about you know, the foreclosures. So and we're going forward. We have, I think, they're projecting a few bumps in 2025, 2026, and 2027. You know, the housing units and the transactions are not as rosy as before. Compared to like in 2017 and so 2012, and you know, it's going to be gradually coming up, but it's still going to be pretty far from optimum. So we still have a little few bumps ahead in the future. So okay, that is all the housing market update that I have. And do you have any questions for me at this point? Yeah, we're pretty good on timing. Anything you want to share before we adjourn the meeting? Okay. Anything to add, Michelle, before we adjourn the meeting?
No, I'm all set. Thank you so much. Great briefing.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. I'll see you guys, and have a nice
Thank you.
week.
Bye,
Thank you
everybody.
very much.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.